Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Monday at 10:07. I'm in the kitchen making hubby a little bit of breakfast. I just got back. I went to the Dollar Tree. I'll show you all that later. But I went to the heart doctor to take the stitch out. So you can hardly see it, but it's very uncomfortable. They're going to keep an eye on it because it's so uncomfortable and the way it's itching. I might be rejecting it. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And it may end up down the road somewhere where I may not need it because she said since I've had it in, there was only one episode of AFib, and it happened that same day that they put it in. And she said there hasn't been any episodes since. So that's good. I knew that. And then the next thing is about the eloquent. This is uncomfortable, guys, so if I'm pulling at my skin, don't pay attention. I told her what my reactions to blood thinners are, you know, the bloody nose and all that. And she says, oh. She says, well, I'll tell you what. She says that the first sign of any of that, you call me. You call me. You alert us immediately. She says, and we'll have to put you on something, a lower dose. Or something. But she also talked to me about that screen. You know, she says if I start having a lot of AFib or if I can't take a blood thinner at all, what they're going to do is they want to go into that one chamber of the heart and put the screen in. And I talked to her about the procedure, and they do that like they would do a heart cath. They go in through the groin. And she said, my doctor so far has done over 100 of them, and they've all been successful. So there's options out there. However, other than that, I have no restrictions at all. She said I might want to back down on the coffee a little bit. That might be the whole AFib thing that happened. But she said, you know, seriously, don't try to do that. She says, just cut back. And I said, well, you know, coffee's my drug of choice. Which is what I'm having right now, because my first cup I had to walk off and leave. So she said, you know, think about it. And I said, I will. I said, if that's all I got to do, that's pretty easy. So anyhow, I go back next Monday for a ultrasound on this because they're not liking it. That's from the day of the heart cath. And you can see the knots now. They're starting to come to the surface. So I have to go Monday next week for the ultrasound to see what's going on. She says, I can't believe they did that to you. I said, I can. And I kept telling her she was hurting me. She wouldn't listen. So, oops, let me get this egg out of here. I'm cooking and talking. So, that's good. That's good. She took any restrictions off. She said, you know, you're not my typical heart person. She says you don't have shortness of breath, you don't have any water retention, you know, no swelling legs, ankles, that kind of thing. And I said no. I said I used to have all that. I know what to look for. I said I've not had any of that in a few years, and especially since I lost all that weight, you know. So the heart thing is just a monitor to see how it's going. If I reject this, it might have to come out. It's so itchy and so painful. I told her, I said, I can't sleep at night. I can't lay on my left side. I can't lay on my right side because, you know, like this, it just, I said, it's extremely painful. I said, you know, maybe it's just because it's new and I have to get used to it. She says, we've not had but a few people that can't use those. And I said, well, I'm going to try not to be one of them people. So, that's all going well, as I thought it should. I know when I'm really bad, and, you know, I know what to do. I've been down that road before. I'm not new at this whole heart failure thing and AFib and, you know, but it had seemed to clear itself up. And she said the only issue is, you know, the 50% blockage in 3 arteries. She said, but I could live forever with those. What they're concerned about is the AFib and maybe throwing a blood clot. And I said, I said, can I get my battery back for my lawnmower for my husband? She says, yeah. She says, you know what to do. You know, if you get tired or whatever. I said, yeah. I said, I'm still tired. I said, but I've been through a lot. I said, you know, shit with my daughter and this stuff. And I said, I'll be okay. I said, I'll definitely be okay. I'm not worried. I said, so I can go home and tell my husband that he can have me until I'm 85 at least. She says, I think so. She says, you know, we never know what's going to happen. She said, but she said, if we keep on the same road we're on, she says, I'm pretty confident that. So there you have it. There you have. But I wasn't going to sit back and take no for an answer anyhow. You know, no, you're not going to get better. No, we can't do this. No, we can't do that. Well, I better turn my light out. I'm not the one to sit back and take that. So, oh, wait a minute, I better turn his eggs on, or his potatoes on. So, at this point, we don't have anything to worry about. But like she said, if anything changes, this gets worse, or if I get a nosebleed, call them immediately. Immediately. So I said, okay. And the enzyme in my blood work that was so horrible, she said, again, she says, it could have been an off day, you know, you could have been having something with a kidney. I said, well, my liver enzymes are always high, but they've always been. She said, that could be it. She said, but with everything else with you, she says, I'm not going to worry about it. She said, it's not off the charts to the point where we have to be real concerned. So, that was good. That was real good. So, it's a beautiful day. We all woke up. I got some pretty good news. It's good news to me, anyhow. And I stopped at the Dollar Tree, picked up some crafty things because I'm working on something for my daughter and I. And I'm going to get back into doing things. You know, my house is put together as good as it can be for now. My plants are all redone. I don't know if I showed you guys that spider. I think I did the spider plant, and I put my orchids in the front window. Oh, and I got 2 little bird houses. I hung them on the outside of the window because that's where the cats like to lay. So as soon as the birds find food, I'm hoping to have some, you know, entertainment for the cats. They're all doing wonderful. They're doing great. They're all settling in. You don't even know they're here half the time. Things are coming back in line again. So we're good. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And here's that stupid pill I have to take. I'm a little late taking it, but I gotta wait till my coffee calms down a little bit. So, everything is happening the way it should. I got nothing to complain about at all. So I'm going to get busy and start working on holiday things and holiday decorations. And I don't even know what I'm going to do this year because I have like 5-6 trees. But with all the grands gone and leaving, and, you know, it's going to be, Sam and I figured for Thanksgiving, it'll be 4 of us, 4 adults, and maybe 1 grandson. And Christmas is going to be the same thing, and maybe no grandsons, because they're off, you know, 18, 20 years. They're off doing their own thing. So, I think I'm going to only do 1 tree this year because of the new cats. The old cats don't bother them. They never have. But these kittens are a little rambunctious. But they're all getting fixed in a couple weeks, so maybe that'll calm them down. I know it calmed all my other cats down. Made them get real fat, too. So, but I'm going to do, you know, a few little decorations. And my daughter has sent me a couple of things that she's seen on the internet that she likes. So, you know, as I get time, I got to make a wreath for the cemetery this next weekend. I'm going to work on all that because I have free time. I have Wednesday, I got rescheduled. I see the knee doctor, and I'm going to assume that'll be my last visit there. And then, of course, the ultrasound on the arm to make sure that it's not clots. And, of course, there'll be a follow-up. I have that done Monday. I go back Thursday for a follow-up. And that's it. Until, you know, the next medical stuff is the cat's getting fixed. And then I go for my allergy shot. So, it's going on the holidays. All the doctor visits, hopefully, let me flip this up just a little bit, guys. All the doctor visits, hopefully, are going to be done with. So, that's a wonderful thing. Here, let me show you this. These are, I do them individually. This is the hash brown casserole that I make, and I put it in these little individual things, and I freeze them. That way, you know, I don't have a ton of that crap out. So hubby's getting that. I'll show you his little plate here in a minute. Hubby's getting those. Woo! That's the ham. And he's getting a ham and cheese egg on a... Let me get them out. I just put them in the fridge. On a Publix. These are Publix hamburger buns. They call them, what kind do they call them? French. These. But they come in a pack of 8. Well, Chris and I can't eat 8, and I normally don't eat a hamburger anymore. So what I've been doing is I toast them, because we love those rolls. They're really good. The flavor is great. So I toast them. Sometimes I'll just have it with some toast and jam on it. Let me get this on here. And but Chris likes them with the breakfast sandwich. Here, let me show you this, and then I'm gonna put a sandwich together. See, it's got egg and ham and cheese on it. And I'm just gonna flip it together. Grab him a fork. Take it to my honey husband, guys. I'll be right back. Hang in there. Don't go anywhere without me. Hi, everybody. I'm back. Same cup of coffee. It's cold. I gave hubby his breakfast, and then I went to get my black spray paint because that's all part of this thing I'm doing. And I just had my hands on it the other day, and I put it somewhere, and I said to myself, Self, remember where this shit's at so you don't lose it. Well, guess what? I have searched this house high and low. So, in the meantime, I had a little bit, so I started spraying. I was like, no, I can't do this with 2 different kinds of paint. So, I ran over to the Family Dollar. They had matte black spray paint. It doesn't cost near as much as what you get at Walmart. Let me put this pill in my mouth. I was supposed to do it at 9 o'clock. I haven't taken my other medicine yet, but it's okay. I just have a time thing on these Eliquis. They got to be like within minutes of every 12 hours. So, we'll see. Anyhow, so, as you can tell, I went out and I got some of it off, but I got spray paint on me. And it's sitting out there drying. They are. And when I bring them in and start working on them, as soon as they dry, I'll let you see what I'm doing. It's just something that I saw on a craft something or whatever, you know, that somebody was doing. And I said, hey, Self, you can do that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that, and then I'm going to make a wreath for the cemetery. And I don't know what else I'm going to do. I told hubby, I said, you know what? The babies are being good. Here's little sweetie Pace. Come here. Don't. Say hi, everybody. I'm growing up. That all my shit's done. So I'm crafting today. That's what I'm doing today. And, you know, spending time with my babies and, you know, I'm taking a day off. I need a day off. Just a day off to do what I want to do. And that's right there. Look who's coming behind me. Look. See him? So, yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get busy with what I'm doing. And I'm going to turn my TV and make a hot cup of coffee. And when I get a little further along, I'll be back to show y'all what it is I'm doing. I'm going to be doing lots of stuff between now and the holidays. So, okay, y'all. I love you. Thanks for stopping. It's a beautiful day. We all woke up today. That's it. Good. Push my buttons. I'll be back. Okay, everybody. I'm back. It is now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have finished these. I'm going to show them to you. And I think that my husband's dying over him. He's loving them. I don't know. Hold on. Let me flip this. Okay, here's the first one that I did. I know the background's probably taken away from it. But these are pool noodles that I cut. And I took hot glue. See, to make them look like they were melting. They're prettier in person, I think. And then these are little, tea lights that you can take out. They have batteries. I'm not gonna take the thing off of them yet because I don't want the ones for my daughter to die out. But anyhow, there's one. This is my favorite. I love this one. And I finish them all the way around. I don't leave anything unfinished. That's the back. And the same thing, with the candles. But yeah, and this one's finished on the back. Let me flip it around too. See a few flowers back there, just to kind of... I don't like anything unfinished. Same way with the wreath I'm going to make for my dad to take to the cemetery. I just... I don't know which one of these I like better. That one's probably the one that's going to go to my daughter. And then this one I'll probably... Because I just love lavender and green together, so... but we'll see. I'm not sure. If she sees this video, she's going to be like, Mama, I don't want that one. I want the other one. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I need to tweak that a little bit and get that back in there. There we go. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Some little Halloween things. I wish you could see them in person, though. They're really pretty. But hubby's dying. He's showing them off. He took pictures. I don't know. It's just... I got the general idea for the candle thing off of... Might have been somebody on Facebook. And then I just rolled with it. That's what I did. That's what I needed the black spray paint for. I could have done them orange, purple, whatever. But I went with black. So anyhow, that's what I've been doing. I just told hubby I'm taking a break before I start on that wreath. This thing in my chest is so painful, I'm about to cry. It was really painful before, but then, letting him dig at it for the stitch. Well, and I'm not a big baby when it comes to pain, but that shit's hurting. It's hurting big time. My little cats are all trying to go to sleep. I got a mess in my living room. I'll show you my bird feeders. I put them out, where I put the stools here. I'll flip it around for the cats so they could look out the window. I got one here now. I hung bird feeders. I think you can... There they are. So, yeah. So, when the birds come, they'll be entertained. But right now, it's raining. It is. Let's go see if it's slowed up. It was hammering down a minute ago. It probably has. It doesn't sound so bad now. Oh, yeah. Easy. Let me... Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, there's my little bird feeders right there. So, yeah, I'm getting there. Getting caught up anyhow. It's been hard, because I still don't feel good. They still don't know why. I just don't feel good, that's all. There doesn't need to be a reason why. I just don't feel good. So, I'm going to take a break. Excuse me. From doing things. And then when I get back, I'll show you what I'm doing. It's going to be a simple wreath. I'm using a pool noodle this time as my base. Usually I use a regular wreath form, but I want to do something a little different. And with all the rain we're having, something that's going to hold up, you know. So anyhow, that's where we're at. That's what we're doing, everybody. That's what we're doing. Always doing some shit, you know. But yeah, I really love those. Let's see if they look any better without. Yeah, they're just on here. They just look like a big clump of mess, but they aren't. They're real pretty. So anyhow, I will be back, y'all. Thanks for stopping. Please push my buttons and give me a little bit to recoup. I'll be back. I love y'all. Thank you. See you in a bit.